What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Indescribeabull
and Lynee Monae.
And we coming to you with another episode of She Said It First.
I can't wait. Urban One. Hold on, girl. Let me get it out. A new Urban One podcast on the Urban One Podcast Network. Period.
You better get... Somebody's been rehearsing. I love it. I love
when people notice my efforts.
It
does something for me.
I always notice, friends. Speaking of, let's get into it because this week I'm sure something ticked you off. So what did you notice this week, girl? What was irritating you?
And know that I'm coming in love. Am I? We'll find out soon. Because I really feel some type of way about it being Gemini season and all the hate we're getting. I don't agree with it. I don't know why everybody hate on Gemini. When I see y'all little posts, what sign would you never date again? What sign gave you the most trauma? Like, please relax on the Gemini, okay? You're riding us way too hard, okay? You're riding us way too hard. We're great people. We're funny, okay? We give good advice, great listeners. We're a great time. Like, it's just time to know that Geminis are here. It's Gemini seasoning. Not seasoning. Should I come out with one? Should I come out with a seasoning? A little seasoning for you? Okay. It's Gemini seasoning. And yeah, it is Gemini season. And I'm going to sprinkle it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's time to just spread the love all over because I don't feel like Geminis get enough love, friend. And it makes me so mad.
My mom is a Gemini, so I'm with it.
See? That's
yes,
what
my
I'm
mom's
saying.
birthday is today, actually. So shout out to my mom.
Oh, happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Each one. She a good person, ain't she? Talk about her. She
really is. No, all jokes aside, I don't know any bad Geminis. Just throwing that out there. Now,
not the neck scratch. I don't approve.
Okay, I'm not even gonna do it. But the cancers. Come
on.
The name is self-explanatory.
Girl,
it's in the name. It's right there in the name.
And it just spread like wildfire.
It do.
Like,
it spread. It's
attacking. Oh my God, I can't stand no cancer.
No, so my pet peeve, what irritated me this week, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I need the pollen to do something else. Go somewhere else. Because we in the South, and the pollen down here, it got hands and feet for days, okay? Every morning I wake up, I be fighting for my life. It's no reason for me to be popping Zyrtex every day. I should not be popping Zerks.
Girl, and then you have a
Zerk
sneeze
20,
attack.
Zerk
sneeze attacks?
I'm sick.
Zerk 30.
I'm sick of it. I'm a pill popper. I am a pill popper, girl. I have been doing Zerk 20.
Shirley, now don't be surprised when they end up in your DMs. Now they're going to be in your DMs like, I heard somebody was looking for me. Here I go. You know them dope boys don't play. Them dope boys do not play.
Girl, they going to want to smoke. They like, I got a little something for you, sis. I already know how you get down. I'm here with the Zerk 30s, baby.
No,
so
I've been
trying to pull it together, girl. And I like right now I sound like Barry White, so...
But you look good. It's all about how you look. Sometimes you just gotta show up.
And that's all that matters. Because the skin is skinny. And you so pretty. You so cute.
Thank you.
We had the same idea today.
Huh?
We had the same idea today, girl, because...
I know, girl. We clearly, you can tell we feel it. When you see somebody with a hat on...
After the holiday, I already knew. I said, baby, we done did way too much for Memorial Day. We don't even know veterans. We don't even know.
Okay, no, for real. I can't do it today. Girl, that's it. You know, by the time y'all see this, my birthday had already passed, but my birthday May 30th. I just want to let y'all know. So your girl been in here. My house is a mess, Jerrilyn. Like, I have stuff everywhere. I'm trying to get it together. I'm trying to pack. And then, you know, just to be honest, can I be transparent? Is this a safe space?
Because I got you. Come on. No judgment from me.
I didn't unpack my suitcase from last month.
I already knew that was coming.
I did.
Why would you?
I did.
Why would you?
You know what I'm saying? I've been stepping over that suitcase. I've been pulling stuff out to grab for the week. I really haven't been doing my due diligence of unpacking that suitcase. So that's really where the dilemma lies, is the fact that I probably should have did that before I go on another trip. But it's okay. It's all right. I know it's other people who feel that.
I am not going to belittle you on your journey because I, too, have a suitcase upstairs right now. Not just a suitcase, girl. I got a tote. I got a fanny pack. I ain't unpacked nothing, girl.
Girl.
I refuse.
Who are those psychopaths that come home? No, leave it in the comments because we like, no, who are the psychopaths that get off a trip and come home and start unpacking and start throwing things in the washing machine and putting things back? Like,
you're not well.
Should you go talk to the lady? Because that's not normal. They need to go see the lady.
Yeah, because mine is going to be, baby, mine going to be in the middle. Matter of fact, I'm stepping over it to get to whatever else. And I saw, girl, when you did that video, I was like, this, first of all, she need to get out of my business. Because if I wanted people to know what I do when I get home after a trip, I would have posted it myself.
Girl,
so that was number one. But I was crying, laughing. I was like, she ain't lying, though.
Girl.
She's not lying. At this point, we just going to work around it, baby.
Yeah, we all a work in progress. We all working on something, okay?
Yes, girl. Oh, okay, so speaking of, child, a work in progress. So I'm scared to go into this because, girl, my feelings
don't
gonna be activated.
Piss me off, friend.
Listen, prepare.
What is it?
Just prepare to be pissed, baby.
Girl, what is it?
Girl, it's time for what happened?
What happened?
So, you know Gillie Da Kid. He's got some very interesting takes on what a good dude is, and how women treat good men. He was giving his opinion about it on social media, and so we're gonna go to the clip here and let you guys listen to what it was that he was saying. Now, keep in mind, this man is in his 40s and he's married, but these are his thoughts. So,
guy's a sucker, man. If you one of them good dudes, oh, you just a good dude. Oh, he just a good dude. You're 9 times out of 10, you're a fucking sucker. You take advantage of you. She suck your dick when she want to. She don't suck your dick when you want your dick sucked. She suck your dick on holidays and shit like that, birthdays. But then she run around here fucking with the bad guy. She blowing in the nigga pee hole like a clarinet. Dropping balls in her mouth. She getting all kinds of. The good dude is a sucker. Don't ever think that he's just a good dude. No, he's the one that's getting cheated on. You talk about the good dude always is the one who find out his out here. She macho woman Candy Savage out here wrestling with it. Don't you ever be the good guy. That's the worst thing in the world. You just a good dude. Captain Good Dude. Da, 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 da. He's a sucker.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Yo, to be 40 years old out here trying to be a bad boy for life and seeing how that's turning out in real time is crazy.
We come through at HD, sir. It's not looking good in 4K, big dog.
Exactly. Like, what? Like, I have so much to say. Okay.
Girl, I'm listening. Because
what
is, imagine being his wife now. He's married. Imagine being his wife.
Embarrassed.
Girl,
I married that.
Don't do nothing else.
I married that. Out of all the things I could have married, that's the one I settled on. I chose that one.
It was a lot of options, and I said,
give me that one right there. The one all the way at the bottom of the barrel. The one at the pit of the barrel.
Stuck to the underside of the bottom of the barrel, not even inside the barrel.
Girl, what? Hey, so all right. So here's my thoughts on that, because I think this is what I think. Okay. I think there's a difference between a good guy and a nice guy. So when I think of a good guy, I think all men should strive to be good men. You know what I mean? Like, when you look at them, you say, you know what? That's a good man, Savannah. You did your number on that one. You did your number on that one. Like, you see him and you like, that's a stand-up guy. Like, it's nothing wrong with that. See, I do think that there comes a little trick in it when it's a nice guy, right? Because the nice guys be low-key suppressing things. They don't really be telling how they feel. They scared of confrontation. They do let you kind of walk all over them in fear of losing you. Like, I think a good guy can still articulate how he's feeling in situations. If something bothers him, he can come to you like, baby, this is how I'm feeling. Boom. And you like,
right.
You ain't have to talk to me like that, but I'm glad you did. You know what I mean? But the nice guy is kind of the one that kind of scares me a little bit, because you put one of the forks with the spoons and then he bust a blood vessel in his eyes because that came down from generations and generations, and he can't believe you mixed the silverware like that. You know what I'm saying? Just because he been suppressing so much.
Girl, and
those guys get scary.
That was his
Thank
13th
you.
reason.
That
now
was
and now all hell has broken loose.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Girl, the nice guys scare me because it's a facade. It's the representative.
Yeah,
it's the person that they're trying to cover up. And that gets scary. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be a nice guy, but I think there's a difference between a good guy, just a good stand-up guy, and a nice guy that's overly nice, that's overcompensating, that really has a lot to say, but passive-aggressive, kind of scared of kind of stepping on toes, so he walks on eggshells, and then he just pop one day, and you're like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? I dealt with a guy like that before.
Girl,
he was crazy. He was a nice guy, and he was crazy. When I broke up with him, you back on the game? What happened? Tell me what happened.
I want to Google just right now for entertainment purposes. I want to Google what the word cancer means.
I'm done. Not you about to give us the facts. You better give us the facts.
A disease caused by an uncontrolled division of abnormal cells in a part of the body.
No, Jerrilyn.
Second alternative, a practice or phenomenon perceived to be evil or destructive and hard to contain or eradicate.
Oh my God. Jerrilyn, why you hate them cancers so much? But I agree, but you tell me why.
Throw it away. Because, like you said, there's a difference between a good man and a nice man. And I think a lot of men who they're not like physically abusive, or they keep the bills paid, or they're nice guys. They think that they're good men. Whole time they're emotionally unstable. Not even unavailable no more. They be unstable.
Yes.
And so it's very hard it's hard to see a man as a good man when the things that I desperately need from you, you're overlooking those things in order to say, well, I paid the bills. I got today. Yeah, but you also made me feel really small in front of your entire family. You also embarrassed me in front of your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you also did not show up for me on a day that I really needed your support. And I feel like everybody else is very much so more important than I am in your life. And so when you have to explain that to a good man who, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not spitting on you and kicking you down the stairs, so he's a good man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that all of them are like that. I'm just saying,
yeah, abuse comes in different forms. Yeah, abuse comes in different forms. There's just not one way of abuse. You know what I mean? There's verbal, there's emotional, there's physical, there's mental. And, you just gotta, I think also just as women, we gotta stop comparing. Oh, well, in my last relationship, it was like this and this person doesn't do that. You still got to identify what's not right. Just because he didn't abuse you or because he doesn't yell at you, but he's still very condescending in his tone. Right. He's still, you know what I'm saying? He's still
which
sarcastic.
Is the segue to abuse in my book. I feel like it's only a matter of time before I'm a punching bag, so I'm good.
That's what I'm saying. So we still got to be able to identify where there are still complications or things that you probably should step away from in your relationships. Just because it don't look like the past one doesn't mean that this one still doesn't have work that needs to be done or things that you should just completely walk away from. Yeah. So, I totally agree.
Them deal breakers be something else, honey. Because he's saying, like, dudes should be... First of all, Gilly is a character, right? So he is. Men, strive to be the bad dude. And I'm like, honey, that stuff was cute for people... early 20. Oh my God, he sells drugs. I got money, and he, aggressive.
Because I don't want that. Like me. That was me.
I don't want nobody who nonchalant. I don't want nobody who's not romantic. You better chalant me. I don't want nobody who don't want to talk to me. Like, I need you clingy, love me, adore me, and I'm gonna do all of these things in return. But I don't want nobody else who can't wake up one day and be like, "Oh my gosh, you're just so beautiful to me. Like, I just love you." Like, I need it. I need it. Yeah. I need it from that 86 one person.
The clingy though, friend. I don't do clingy.
No. I need you clingy.
I could do some clingy. Oh, friend.
Not like physically attached to me. I feel
like I'm going to touch me not. Like, get
not
off
like
me.
Well, see, I am like that except for with my man.
Okay.
Like, I had this conversation with my homegirl the other day. She was like, you really don't be hugging me. And I'd be like, I'm really not a hugger. And she's a hugger. I was like, girl, it don't mean I don't love you. I'm good on the hugs. But if it's my man, honey, I want to live inside your skin.
Oh my God, Jerrilyn. Yeah. I get so stressed with some of that stuff. Like, I like it. I will tell you this. I'm the type of person has to be groomed. Girl, I got to be groomed into that. I don't start off that way. I don't like people being all touchy-feely with me. I don't like to be up under you all the time. I don't like to be up under my person all the time either. Like, I need space. I'm somebody who need to recharge. Like, my person can easily drain me because I'm so attentive to them that I get lost in their world, and I need you to leave for a minute just so I can recharge and like remember who I am. Because I don't think people realize when you get into relationships, sometimes you start to take on the other person's life. Like, y'all life starts to intertwine, like as it should, but then you forget who you are. That's why you see a lot of women who are married with kids and they be like, I don't even know who I am outside of a mother and a girlfriend or a wife. You know, like they can't even find their own identity from just being so tied up in just these, labels, labels, things you have to do. So I try to stay focused on, like, not focused, but I try to remember who I am in relationships, because I can get engulfed in people. And I've seen it happen that I just lose myself in it. Now I'm doing stuff that I don't even like to do, but you introduced me to it. So now it's something that we do, but it's just like, girl, I don't know. I guess some trauma.
Girl, no, it's nothing wrong with that. I think for me, it's literally just physically. Like, I'm the type of person, I will be by myself the whole day. And I don't mind not seeing you or talking to you, but just check in, shoot a message or something like that.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, we don't have to do everything all the time. But it's like, it's levels, right? Okay, like, if I'm just your girlfriend and we just dating, like, don't be texting and calling me all the time. Like, give me space to do what I need to do. If we live together and you keep saying, oh, you want to marry me, yada, 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 okay, let's up the intimacy a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go to some events together. Let's plan things together. You know what I'm saying? Now, child, if I ever give a man a baby, the way you can't talk to nobody else, you is mine.
Oh, now that's when the crazy come out.
I'm like, and that's why I refuse.
I have evidence.
I'm like, I refuse, bro. I refuse. These dudes be doing any and everything to their baby mama. No, y'all are already embarrassing at this level. Have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire? No, absolutely not.
Yeah, no. But back to Gillie Da Kid, right? I think that people got to be careful what message they put out, because even if you don't know or you don't care, let's say some people don't care about being a role model. Everybody not on social media be a role model. Facts, big facts. However, when you get a certain amount of like followers and people basically like into what you're doing and you grow your viewing and things like that, I feel as though you should be cautious of it. And I think that's the issue here, is that you're putting that message out, because I don't follow him. However, this is what we're talking about right now, because he has the platform. And so I just feel like, you should be cautious about what you put out there for other people to consume, especially when you're 40 and married, because you're giving this to people who are not, who don't have a wife, who aren't in a relationship, who's trying to like lock in somebody, and they gonna come to them with that attitude. I'm gonna tell y'all this: y'all better check the Carfax before you drive it home on the lot. I'm telling you, drive it off the lot home is crazy when you don't know what these people got at home, especially when you talking about, and no shade, because I love me some Cardi B. But she's married with 2 kids. So Offset, is he the greatest? Debatable information.
It's not my listen.
Debatable information.
What we say, hey baby, if you like it,
I love it. Period.
I love it for you.
I'm just saying, but when she telling me to cheat on my man and do all this girl, I only listen with caution and proceed with caution.
That's the thing. Listen with caution, because I think it's a balancing act. Like when you're a kid, you don't understand. You're easily influenced. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're very impressionable. So when you see these girls who seem to have the lifestyle that you want, or these guys that seem to be the types of men that you aspire to have provide and protect you, like, it's very easy to think, oh, this is what I should be trying to get to. Right. Girl, when you get our age and you understand, I don't want none of that. I need somebody who's going to come home and be at the house. Like, let's go out and have, let's do date night once a week. Please. But let's not do traditional date night. Let's have game night. Let's maybe take a walk around the park. Let's do something safe. Yes. Because when we go outside these walls, it's not safe, baby.
It's not safe.
Do some things like out of the ordinary. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not interested in going to the club with you. Oh, I'm not interested. But say you want to just take me on a little carriage ride, maybe.
Yeah, or go bowling, or like skating, or something like not so
cute.
much.
Something cute and lighthearted. Like, it ain't got to be $200 at Nobu.
You know what I gotta ask you? Because now that we talking about this.
Oh, Lord. I'm scared, Lynee. I'm scared, friend.
You brought it up because I wonder, like, how do you feel about, like, the direction society is going in where women are kind of like, if you don't buy this, if you don't pay for this, if you don't do this, then I don't want to have nothing to do with you. Like, you know that's the narrative now where it's like, oh, if he not dropping a bag on me, oh, I don't want to talk to him. Like, what do you think about that? Like, the direction that society is going in now?
I think all of it is insane because on one side, you have men who use their money to manipulate women out of their draws all the time. They use their money to control them, to isolate them, and to in general, manipulate the situation. So we also have women who know exactly the type of man that they're dealing with when they see these men. Yeah. They know, like, oh, he flashing his money in my face, I'm finna get him. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you got all this bread and you doing all this. I'm the type of woman, I'm not going to do it regardless, because I learned very early on that men with money like that usually tend to try to be controlling or manipulative with them. They're very financially abusive. Yes. And it's all cute and fun until you set a boundary and tell them no. Then all of a sudden they telling you about all the things they did for you. Then all of a sudden they telling, you know what I'm saying? Now it's all of a sudden you ain't got, you know, a leg to stand on because you made this person your sole provider or whatever the case may be. And so when I think about the way these women are, I'd be like, sis, you need to have your own money, not as a secretive way to like undermine who he is as a provider, but just for the simple fact that, baby, you don't know people for real. Folks be married for 20 years and they be like, oh my God, I had no idea that he was going to leave me for the lady next door. Like, it's just, you have to protect
But why
yourself.
didn't you stack anything up during that time?
What I'm
That'd be
saying.
the weirdest thing to me. It's like, okay, you stayed with him for this long. Y'all was
And
together.
he paying all the
money.
bills.
He paying all the bills. I know you getting some type of allowance. You getting your hands on some type of money. Like, why didn't you save some of it? I just don't believe in not saving money, even in a relationship. Like, people talk about having joint accounts. I think joint accounts is great. Do I also think I need to have my personal account? Yes. Why would I not have my own personal account? What if I wanted to buy you something? Or what if I wanted to take you somewhere? Like, is it really a gift if it came out of both of our money? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Girl,
I just don't believe in that.
I'm joining nothing.
When it comes to the bills, I'm so down for joint accounts. Like, and specifically for bills. When we're talking about living together, we're talking about paying for groceries together, you know, just things that we have to do together by living together. That's what I mean by joint account. When I'm talking about my own personal, what I made as far as just the money that I'm making, I would like to keep that for myself. Like, I want that for myself. Why can't you have both?
Girl, I don't know. I just feel like if you got, I mean, how much was the groceries? I can cash up $50.
I'm a cash up.
Like, you don't need to know. No, because I learned, like, no, my mom said this. My older siblings, my older family members have said this. You never let a man know just where your finances is at. And I understand that it's dated information, obviously, because we're talking about the 60s or the 70s when women didn't have a whole lot of leeway. You know, we couldn't get certain jobs. We couldn't have bank accounts at certain periods of time. So,
but do you feel like he would know if y'all have the joint account though? Do you feel like
I think he would have an idea?
Your finances?
He would have a general idea.
If y'all put a set amount, this is how much we're putting up. Oh my God, Jerrilyn. I gotta know what the people think. Do y'all think this is crazy?
No. No. Because here's the thing, baby. If we
amount aside,
if we splitting the bills, I'll give you your half. You don't need to know nothing going on over here. No, I'm telling because listen, I done been burnt too many times with this. Men be acting like they don't care, and they care. Like, they be like, oh, I don't care how many degrees you got. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care. Yeah. You do care. The second you find out I'm sitting pretty decent and I don't need your money, it's a problem. Every single time, because, and it don't even be them, like, specifically themselves. It's society as a whole has made it so men's manhood revolves around how much money they make and their potential to provide. Yeah. While I love that, you know, you can pay all the bills, the mortgage or whatever the case may be, at the same time, can you have a conversation? Are you accountable? Are you consistent? Are you romantic? Can I really count on you? Like, do you keep your word? These are the things that matter most to me. Okay. Now, if you ain't got no money, we never gonna find out. Because baby, if you broke, let me tell you,
girl, if you broke, you can't come over here, child.
You shouldn't be dating.
I did my community service with dating broke boys. I've done my time already, so I'm good
not
on
doing
it.
it. No, don't get somebody else to do it.
That is funny.
And then too, we in a space too. Like it's very weird. Like men either want a mommy or they want a daughter, and then women they either want a daddy or a son. Maybe not even intentionally. Maybe they just end up parenting a man who
being
never
a
really grew
nurturer.
up. And
I feel like people who are nurturers get the bad end of the stick when it comes to people like that, because people like that can sniff out a nurturer. Like they can tell, and then you end up just caring for this person, and it does end up being like your child, which is weird. I've been in that situation too, girl. I've been in some situations, girl.
We need to do one episode. Need to be just getting it all out on the table. Like, right. And we need to, it need to be hashtag what that nigga said.
I like that. No, I like that. Jahi, write it down. Jahi, write it down.
Look, if we can say the word now, if you need to bleep it out and cut this part of it.
Oh yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah.
But girl. I feel like we should kind of do that because I think, you know, like I had this conversation too. I'm glad we're talking about this because I had this conversation. I have one of my aunts. She's in her 60s. She's, you know, divorced. She doesn't have kids and stuff like that. And I just think she has the most wonderful life in the world. But when people see stuff like that, they be like, oh, well, what's wrong with you? Why you this, you know, you're at this age and you're single and all this stuff. You don't have kids. And I be like, baby, oh my gosh, these kids require so much and it is annoying. Like, y'all be wanting to act like that's not the truth. The truth of parenthood is that children are a lot.
It's true.
You're not ready.
I still want them, but Jerrilyn, we're not gonna do this again. I still want them, but it is a lot. But it just feel like it's something that I want to do. Like I want to be a mom, so I understand. I understand you just don't want nothing to do with, but I want everything.
No, it ain't even that. It's just like I think that like I said, baby mama, baby daddy culture has scarred me, honey. Like the arguments that y'all have, I'm not gonna do that. If I have to co-parent with a fool, I'm not co-parenting. I'm giving them. When you walk away, I'm walking away too.
I feel that. And I always say, like, if I waited this long, it would have to be my husband. Like, I'm not waiting this long to be a baby mother. That's crazy.
Ridiculous.
Now, if y'all see this in the future and I'm a baby mother, Lord, please don't pull this out. Please, delete the evidence.
That's on you. You got the power to make that decision.
Right, that's facts.
So you can do, if you don't want
to. Don't get drunk. I'm going to stop drinking today. Oh, Lord. You just never know. Lord. I'm going to stop drinking today, y'all, for real.
Help us, Lord.
I'm done. Just so I can be in control.
Oh my gosh. I think you can do it, friend. But also too, I just want to make sure I tell people, like, no matter what your desires are, whatever your standards are, no matter how crazy somebody has tried to make you think that they are, like, you deserve whatever you feel like you deserve, and don't settle on that. Like, don't let people like kind of manhandle you or bully you into lowering your standards or accepting the bare minimum. Just because it's too much for them, it don't mean you asking for too much. And it is fine. Like, we can just, hey, we're just not compatible. You're used to giving the bare minimum. I'm not interested.
Yep.
I'll see you at the roller rink, at the sock hop, at the shake joint. Like what?
Not the fucking sock
hop. The pool hall. I don't know.
That's facts, though. I agree.
You know, whatever. So. Okay. All right, girl, we had talked about what had happened. I'm sorry. Because that was a little segue. But, so I know we keeping up with, Nicki Minaj had a little situation. Overseas. You know, we're right in the middle of her Gag City tour. I wish I could go, but the Barbs be doing too much for me. I can't do it. But she's doing her Pink Friday tour, and in Amsterdam she was arrested. So they were saying that she had suspicions of having soft drugs. I'm trying to figure out the drug is a drug. Okay.
That's all I know. What is the soft drug life about? Like, elaborate.
Because if we talking about marijuana, we've determined legally, scientifically that that's not a hard drug. It's not really a drug. It's just a plant, like Cat Williams said. And if you happen to set it on fire, there are some effects that come with it.
Yes,
that's so all true. That is.
So true.
So I mean, traveling abroad and experiencing any type of racism or discrimination is always a thing, because I travel a decent amount, but I've taken probably like 3 international trips, but I think it matters where you go, because like in South America, the Caribbean, I don't know if it be like that, but when you start getting into them European spaces, girl, they be like, there was a TikTok that was going around. and people were saying like, oh, these are all the places that are really great to go visit, you know, for a cheap amount, or, you know, like really inexpensive or whatever. And then there was a dude who stitched it, and he was like, but do they like niggas though?
Oh, I seen that.
And these are the questions we need to be asking, because if it can happen to Nicki Minaj, I'm sure it's happening to the average black person over there just walking down the street.
1,000%, girl. Brittany Griner, like, we can't forget Brittany Griner.
She
like,
was gone, girl.
And she had a freaking pen. Like, she just had a pen on her, and they did her dirty. So, like, I did see the video, and I do feel like it was a little racial profiling there, for sure. Just because they tracked her down. She was already in her van about to go to her hotel and get ready for her show. And they was like, yeah, we want to recheck your bags. I thought that was crazy. She was like, you already checked them. Why would you come back out and tell me we want to recheck your bag? So that just already sounds like something fishy was going on. Thank you. Exactly. So I'm like, okay, that was skeptical. And them saying basically she was recording. They didn't like that she was recording. They had a problem with that. That was crazy to me. Because I think she was recording probably for her own safety. Yeah. Like, sometimes you have to record things for your own safety, because your word against theirs is not going to work. You got to get this stuff on video, especially when you know you're being racially profiled. So I definitely feel like that. But just all in all, I would not go to these countries. I would not go to these places with drugs on you, period. I don't care what it is. You're going to have to suck it up while we're here. You're not going to be able to do that while we're here. Like, period. Whether you're going through withdrawals, it don't matter. You're going to have to deal with that as it comes. I don't give a damn.
Relapse.
Exactly. I don't care. You are going to have to go to rehab when we get there. Okay? You're going to have to go to AA when we get there. Like, you're going to have to deal with that when we get there. Because I'm scared to even bring, like, bubblegum cigarettes. Like, you can't even let them see the wrapper of that.
I'm just like, I think the people were really frustrated at the fact that they were in a location in Amsterdam where marijuana is legal. So I think that's the biggest confusion. Now, traveling
But can you bring your weed
that's what I'm saying,
them?
Into the country. Yeah, so I'm like, this is another thing, another big, like, pet peeve. You as a whole celebrity, why are you living life like this? If you don't know these people's laws, why you think you just untouchable? You haven't even tried to see, like, what's the vibes over there? Yeah. Well, what is the vibes over there? Do we know for sure that you can go and carry this into this country? Or will you be spending 2-3 days in a Russian prison, or months, or whatever the case may be? So just, I don't know. I feel like we should be more responsible when we're traveling like that. Unfortunately, because we are black, we don't have the privilege of being careless and just having being carefree when we go places. We gotta do a little bit more work.
We have to do a little bit more work. We can't be so carefree because we are under a microscope. Like, we can't change the color of our skin. So the minute that we step into these people's country, they are going to be paying attention to us because we stick out like a sore thumb. With that being said, I just wouldn't even want to take the risk. It's like nothing about that is fun to me. I wouldn't even want to take the risk. So, and me personally, you know, I'm just speaking from what I think. I've never experienced racism. You know what I mean? Like, firsthand. Yes, I've heard about it, but like, I've never experienced it.
You mean like never ever in your life?
Like, I've had stares, and I always be like, I wish a Karen would. I wish a Karen would. Like,
this is so okay. Because you grew up in the DMV.
Yes. So there's a lot of black people.
Okay, so baby, I grew up in Mississippi and Memphis. Okay, so down here, I remember I did a video on TikTok to explain when was the first time you realized you were black. Right? Have you had this moment when the first time you realized you were black? Exactly. So a lot of times people in the South have that moment. And I think that it's so interesting because white people never have it. Like, when did you realize you were white? No, all of this stuff is normal to you. Like this, the way people treat you in public, being entitled to things and people and their spaces. But, you know, for me, I remember I was like in probably like 3rd or 4th grade, and this boy called me a porch monkey. I didn't even know what it was. Oh my God. But I knew enough because we had been studying, you know, like Civil War and slavery and all that stuff. And, you know, they keep trying to explain to black people that their history begins with slavery. That's another conversation for another time, perhaps offline. But I just remember feeling like
this was a black boy or a Caucasian.
No, it was a white boy.
Okay,
it was a white boy.
Because I didn't know, like,
came right to school. And
they was teaching that in that class. I didn't know if it was like other white students in there with you or like.
No, it was mostly white. It probably was, but aside from me and my siblings, it may have been like 6 other black people in the entire school.
And the reason why I asked that, because I know somebody gonna be like, why she asked if it was a black, because black people talk about black people like that too. Like they bully each other. So don't make it seem like black boys not out here calling other black kids the same thing. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Cause how many times we was called African booty scratcher in elementary school, and now y'all love a dark king. So I'm just, it's whatever. I'm not bitter, but I just realized at that time. I was like, dang, I am black. You know what I'm saying? So, and not that I don't understand that my skin tone is different. Obviously, I understood that, but it was like, oh, the rest of the world sees me as less valuable because of my skin tone. And then there were just repeated, scenarios over time. And so now I guess that's why I'm the way that I am, because I be damned. I feel how you feel, but I am she. She is me. You will not disrespect me. Period. That's where we at with it.
When you find
that
out,
I ain't gonna be crazy with
when
it,
he said that to you, did you go home to your parents and ask them about this, and what was their response to that?
It was a conversation. It was a long conversation about how some people are ignorant and they raise their children to be ignorant. So that's why this question is funny. Have you ever experienced racism while traveling overseas? Honey, I've experienced more racism right here at home than I have anywhere else. Anywhere I have traveled, I haven't been to European countries. I do, Caribbean, South America, all of that stuff. And then all of the United States, of course. But I ain't never seen more racism than I've seen.
Jesus.
Right here on the home turf. So like we said, you got to use your best judgment. You can't do that here. You know what I'm saying? Just think when you're traveling. Why are you traveling with weed anyway?
I think I might have spread it a little.
If you're going somewhere where weed is legal, just buy it when you.
I'm trying to relate. Jerrilyn, I think I might have spread it some, because I'm thinking back on my childhood.
Friend, are you the drama? Is it true?
I really do think I'm the drama. I remember being just a young adolescent, learning about Martin Luther King. And then I had came home and I told my mother, I said, Mom, Martin Luther King loved all people, even white people, like my sister. And my sister was standing right there. And I said, that's why we just need to accept her with open arms, even though she is white. She's very fair-skinned.
Now was she white?
My sister is extremely light-skinned. Light.
Now, that wasn't racism, but you were perpetuating colorism at this time. I just want you to know that you were doing the work of the enemy.
I just want to go on the record and apologize to my sister. If I never apologized for saying that to you, I am so sorry. I was so young. I did not know what I was talking about. You are black. You are loved. You are received. Right.
Girl, I promise you, if she didn't know, she got out of her.
My sister is fair.
I'm sure she was not confused.
At that time, she had blue eyes. Yeah. So she was black with blue eyes and thin, fine hair and curly hair, girl. So I was confused.
Baby, I have never ever. Ain't nobody ever looked at me and was like, so what are you mixed with?
Same.
I'd be like black and African American. So I've never. And I guess that's interesting too. Maybe we can unpack that one day. Colorism within the black community, even though I feel like it's a very oversaturated topic, because everybody want to talk about it and everybody has their own feelings about it, but it's not just racism that divides us. It's a lot of things. We bully each other for
I was about to say the hair, features, the nose, the lips, the
everything
eyes. Yeah.
So yes, and so I'm just like, can we get into one day why we are like this? And I'm sure slavery. I'm sure it probably.
But then we enslaved ourselves. Okay, we could blame it on slavery, which is true. But by taking all that information, we should have figured out how to free ourselves. Instead, we enslaved ourselves and started basically sectioning off everybody into categories as they used to do us. So we've really messed ourselves up with that.
That's okay. This is very interesting because I would love to talk about. I'm gonna say. I'm
gonna keep going. Right?
We're not gonna get.
Okay.
Get to where we gotta get to. But I just put a pin in. I want to talk about this question. Do you think segregation helped Black Americans, or did it hurt Black Americans? And desegregation, what it looks like now.
We'll be back.
Okay, we'll be back with that. We'll be back. We'll be back to talk about that because I had a conversation about that once, and I think my feelings about it have changed. So we know. Long story short, please, don't go to Amsterdam with weed in your bag, or nothing, or be a celebrity. Now we talked a little bit about some unrealistic expectations in relationships. I think we have covered this probably at least once.
Yes.
In every episode that we have talked about. So, what do you think? Because I feel like nothing is unreasonable or unrealistic if I can justify why I need it. So what do you think?
So I don't let people, and I might be going off. Reel me back in if I'm too far out there. Okay. But I feel as though I don't let people call me perfect in relationships, right? Some people just kind of throw around the word, like you do something for them that's a huge gesture, something, grand, or whatever the case may be. It could be something small, but it means a lot to them. They be like, "You just so perfect." That makes my skin crawl. I cannot take on the pressures of having to be perfect or you even thinking that I'm perfect, even if you're playing. Like, at that point, you're like yelling out obscenities to me. Like, oh my God, I need to take it back. Whatever I did, like, if you're going to be doing all that, I don't need to be doing it for you because that to me is too much to live up to. Like, now I feel like, okay, if you're looking at me in this light and I do something that maybe is not favorable to you, or maybe I got to check you on something, or like I may be taking it too deep, but I also think just coming from a kid who was like a perfectionist, like never wanted to mess up. And I did so much groundwork to let myself know that it's okay to make mistakes and be human. And like, just having to go through that hearing perfect really triggers me. Like, I cannot allow that in a relationship because I need to know that this is a space where I'm able to make mistakes and I'm not always going to get it right. So I don't know. Thank you just works sometimes. Like, thanks. That was awesome. Like, just too much of the perfect thing makes my stomach hurt.
Well, I don't think people should be striving to be like, I don't want somebody perfect. No. And I don't want to be perceived as perfect. And like, the word perfect don't necessarily trigger me. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but I just know that I have flaws. And if you don't say anything, I can't know what I need to improve because I'm a very vocal person in relationships. Every time you hurt my feelings, I'm going to say something. Every time you cross a boundary, I'm going to say something because I care. When I stop communicating, it's because I no longer care about what happens in this relationship. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. Like, I am nagging all these negative terms that y'all use to describe when women hold you accountable for something that you said you was going to do or say.
I don't like when people say they're going to do something and don't.
When I'm done talking, we done. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Because why are you not keeping your word? To me, that's the same as slapping my mama. Like, you should have did what you said you was going to do. Like, and then don't come volunteer something. Oh, I'm going to do this and this and this that I ain't even asked you for. And then you still can't pull it together. Because I remember one time I asked, I just asked people, just treat me the way that you would want to be treated. Yeah. And then you still get treated crazy. Right. I'm like, do you hate yourself?
Facts.
Why are you acting like this? And I think relationships could be so much more simple if, number one, we allow grace and let people understand that, like you said, it is okay to make mistakes here. But it's not okay to create patterns here. That's what's not okay. Making a mistake is fine. But if your pattern is, I'm inconsistent, I don't keep my word, I don't show up, and I be lying all the time. Nah, bro, that's not okay. And when I get to the point where I'm done talking, I just be done talking. And then now everybody's confused. Oh my God, why she not saying that? Yeah. You better be glad. Because the last time I did something, you almost wanted to kill me.
I'm trying to think. I am big on communication. It was a struggle for me to communicate though. Because growing up in a household with a black mom, single black mom, a lot of those feelings are suppressed. You don't get to articulate yourself as much as you would like to. All of that, like, I remember it would be times I would cry and stuff. Oh, Ma, I love you. Please, I love you. I need to say this with love. Once again, I've been coming in love all day since we started. All right. Not her thing. I think I'm going to say, I'm going to word it differently. I think she wanted me to be strong because she knew I would have to. She was like when I would cry about stuff, she'd be like, it ain't no tears. You don't have time to cry. You got to figure it out. You got to come up with solutions. Like, we've been made do it for a night, but that's it. Like, you got to get up and you got to get back on your feet and you got to try again. She just was one of those parents who just would not allow me to sit in that. Like, she just couldn't. And so with that being said, see, I don't know whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing, because I learned how to still push past, even though things hurt my feelings, even though things would get on my nerves. I just would suppress those things and continue to move forward. As I got older, I realized, like, and through going through therapy and all of that stuff, that I need to talk. Like, I need to speak up. I need to say what I need to say. So I am more vocal, but I don't bring everything to the table. Sometimes I just start to move differently. Like, you can feel a shift in my demeanor and how I am, because now my guard has went up. You did something to cross a boundary that I told you about. I'm not feeling safe here no more. And so I start to just move in silence, and I move completely different. And people be like, oh, you acting funny, you acting funny. No, I'm acting how you acting. You made me feel unsafe. You made me feel like I couldn't be here. I couldn't say what I needed to say, or I brought something to you. And you just didn't care. You didn't take heed to it. So it caused me to put a wall up. I didn't confront you about it because I already said something about it. So I'm good on that. That's like kind of how I move.
I think that is more than fair, Lynee. And I agree with you 100%. And it's so interesting to hear the dynamic of, when you said, I don't know if it's good or bad or not, but she wanted me to be strong because she knew I would have to be. I think she did what she felt was best for you. And I like that she could have maybe done it better. Yeah. Like, there may have been a better way to communicate that. But I like that she didn't sugarcoat it, because my parents always told me, yes, we love you, and yes, you are special, but nobody outside of these walls cares about you. And so at the end of the day, you know, like, and my parents been married for a while, so I did see a totally different, you know, like, I'm like, let me communicate. And, you know, I've seen my parents like be partners in life. And so when I go into relationships, that's what I'm thinking, that we all, you know, like, I'm like, oh, well, everybody wants to be partners in relationships because my mommy and daddy did. And that's just not the reality of things. You know, some people see you as competition. Some people automatically don't trust. And they feel like, I need to get you before you get me. And I just be wanting to say, like, bro, I promise I come in peace. But like you said, the second you make me feel like I'm not safe, now you get a different version of me. And it's just time for me to exit stage left. I don't mean no harm, but you don't get to treat me any kind of way and get the same access to me. Like, that's, like, it's over for that, you know? So do you think you have any unrealistic expectations for yourself? Because I know in relationships sometimes we do.
Yeah, I think just me thinking I could do everything by myself is a problem. Like, having a hard time accepting the help. Girl, if you don't accept the help, I just be like, and then got the nerve to complain about not having no help when you ain't accepting the help. So it's like, girl, like, that's my biggest issue, is thinking that I literally can do everything by myself, and then I get overwhelmed, and I be like, ain't nobody help me, da-da-da-da-da. But you didn't accept it, and you also didn't make yourself available to receive help. So I noticed that about myself. Exactly. Like, I'm trying to get out of this. I'm trying to get out of my own way with that, because do you
isolate when you going through stuff? I do that too, and then people be like, "Girl, we ain't seeing you," and I'm like, "I'm trying to get my life together." I didn't want to bother nobody.
I just needed a moment. I didn't know, like, it's rough. Like, just feeling like you have to do it all on your own, and then realizing you actually are surrounded by great people that would love to help you, but you just don't utilize them. Are you utilizing your circle correctly?
That's okay. That's a good question. I think we probably need to get this on social media action, because if I'm honest, I might not be.
Same.
And I think that, like, it's the part of me that in childhood didn't want to feel like a burden to people. And so now as an adult, I tend to keep the things to myself that bother me, because I'm like, well, I don't want to burden somebody else, you know?
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's what control. That is.
I feel like I want things done a certain way, and for some reason I can't release it being done differently by giving it to someone else. Like, if I see it,
so you have trust issues.
Come on, because you're a therapist. I'm talking to the lady, y'all.
Girl.
Yeah, I have trust issues.
Okay, and so let's sit with that.
I'm sitting in
Let's just sit there for a second. You have trust, but
I do.
You trust yourself, though. Okay, so if you trust yourself, you don't think that you are intelligent enough to find someone who could help you, that could do exactly what you need them to do. Do you trust yourself to relay the information to get a job or task completed the way, you know, to your level of satisfaction? Because you trust yourself now.
I do.
Trust your decision.
That might be something I gotta work on. That might be something I have to work on. Yeah,
I know I need to go
because
to the
I wonder,
too.
do I trust myself enough to articulate to someone exactly what I would like done? You know what I'm saying? Because you think you're doing a great job at explaining something to somebody, and then they repeat it back to you, and you're like, that's not what I said. Exactly. That's not what I said. That's not what exactly. Exactly. You way
not even close to what I was saying. Now we all frustrated.
No, seriously, like what? So I think, that's a great question. That's a great question.
Well, I hope you feel that,
of course,
I'm a safe space. I ain't gonna do nothing, but I might force you to say the word.
You want to traumatize me every episode? Oh my God! Do not traumatize me every episode. Jerrilyn,
I play too much. Okay, I'm through. I promise I'm through. I'm through, friend. But no, all jokes aside, I do strive to be like the kind of friend that, that I feel like people could come to me and be like, girl, I'm just having a rough day. And I might not even be able to help you, but like you learned about yourself, like I need to communicate. And so I try to even, like I've caught myself sometimes, like somebody be trying to tell me something and then I'd be like, and then I did this, and I'm like, baby, they're being vulnerable right now. Give them, have space for them to do that. Because I'm very, I'm solution too. Like I'm solution oriented. I want to fix it. But I think the most realistic thing that we can expect from ourselves in relationships is to just be honest. Just be truthful about where you're at. And if, it's okay to have trust issues. It's okay to not want to be a burden sometimes. But also, the people that consistently show up.
They can help. Yeah.
Like they can
utilize your
carry a
circle
little bit
correctly.
of it too. They can carry a little bit.
Yeah. We do.
We got to put that one on social media. I hate to switch gears
What's
so
going on,
abruptly, but
that ain't
our
my
friend DJ Academiks. He's back in the news, sis. He's back in the news cycle. After talking about Diddy last week, DJ Academiks is being sued for rape and defamation. Claiming that he, as well as other two men, raped a young lady in his home in 2022. She says she met him. Well, I don't want to butcher her name, so she says she met him in 2021 and they dated very briefly. She was invited to the home. She was met there by two men that she didn't think were going to be there. She said her drink was spiked and the two men assaulted her. Then she later claimed that she woke up and Academiks himself was pulling her hair and inserting himself into her. This is just on the heels of the Diddy situation. And first of all,
whatever they said he did it
of any kind is because it's the energy that he has put out for years and years and years. And it's like, I hate that he has lived his life in such a way where we can't even give him the benefit of the doubt.
He did it.
Because as soon as I saw it, I was like,
yep. Sounds
like about right.
He did it.
It did. So when because I feel like he has shown a clear lack of respect sometimes for women. Do you think that men like him do certain things because they feel like that they won't see any consequences or that they're untouchable? Because I feel like that's what we saw with Diddy, because he wasn't sad or sorry until
he made it seem like she was a liar.
We never had an apology. This been going on for years. Yeah, and posted like the week before he was like, "Oh, the truth gonna come out," and I was like. So do you think that they just think that there are no repercussions?
Yeah, because we give them the views. Like we give them the views. We still elevate their correct. Thank you, because we want to know what they talking about. Even when he talked down on women, we still engaging with this content. Because one thing views don't do is say, "Oh, these people agree with you and these people don't." No, they don't. They loop them all together and say, "Wow, people are watching." That's it. So if we all stop being interested in what he has to say, we can definitely plummet his whole career. It can go straight down the drain. But as long as people are engaging, as long as people are allowing him to say things and talk, and we want to engage with it and comment on it, then we always going to give him a voice. We're always going to go ahead and push him to the top. That's all it takes is social media. So likes, views, followers, subscribers, endorsements, things like that will push you right to the top. Diddy is done. He's done. We have stopped engaging with him. Like, we're done. He's spent. But see, it took for us to all disconnect from him for that to happen. We have to disconnect from the people who are bringing us pain. Huh?
Well, we didn't, though.
We didn't.
We needed the proof, though. We didn't. Like, people have been saying for years, like, I know it's probably too deep, but Jaguar Wright has been talking about this man and others and some women in the industry for years, and the information has been swept under the rug. Somebody gets paid off. Another hit gets dropped. Another Grammy gets won. We get more producer credits. Another song goes number one, and we all just forget about it. It's the same story with R. Kelly. And a lot of people have tried to compare this situation with that of Chris Brown. And what I will say about Chris Brown is that he had his situation, and I think he went on like an apology tour, like for a long, long time. And I don't even know. Not that Chris Brown needs my forgiveness. I know the man don't care who I am.
You never know that. Don't speak too quickly.
But I mean, I don't know. If he do, I'm gonna ask him what she say in the car, because why? Because that was a lot.
Crazy.
What did she say? Like, tell me the truth.
Yeah.
Tell me right now. What did she say? Because the photos that I saw looked like rage. It didn't look like, oh, spur of the moment, I accidentally did this. It looked like I took my time and I wore you out. So when I see, people comparing his situation, I'm like, I don't think it's the same. I think as a whole, we make little jokes about him doing coke, but the culture always
supported Chris Brown, but there are those to this day who have not let the Rihanna situation go. Who, anytime a woman gets abused, his name follows behind that, no matter what. People will not let it go. Not that they need. See, this is where it gets crazy. Not that they need to. You know what I mean?
It's not us that needs to forgive. Or
exactly. It didn't.
Like, it didn't
That's between him and Rihanna. But there are people, when domestic violence situations come up, they always refer back to Chris Brown and Rihanna. When the whole Blueface and Krishan situation, they refer back to Chris Brown. I've even seen people with this Diddy and Cassie situation refer. So it's just like he can't escape it, like, ever. Like, it's always something that's going to be brought up. And so, yeah, I don't really know. As far as this DJ Academic who can't spell academic, I just know that he is the problem. He is the problem. He is the root of the problem. I don't trust him.
He's never been in no positive stuff. Like, I have not seen, and it could just be because I haven't paid attention to him. I'm happy to do some research.
I've done enough research with him. He's a horrible person.
I ain't never seen him, like, he ain't been, like, do he give out turkeys at Thanksgiving? Like,
no.
Do he speak at schools? Do he go volunteer at Better Wings?
No, I'm gonna answer him, because it's always somebody shaped like a ring, like they got something to say. That pisses me off. I do not like him.
Not a peanut M&M body.
Donut.
I don't want
it no more.
To say. He looked just like everything that he's been through.
I do not like him. I'm good on him, and I hope he get fully sentenced. Whatever it is, the fullest extent. Slam the book down. That's just where I'm at with that.
Yeah. And then that's like, again, like, I think that it's important for people to live their lives in such a way, because there are certain things that you will hear about people and you be like, there's no way they did that. But then the fact that we are all kind of like, he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I feel like it's important to just always have character, always have integrity, and seek ways to improve yourself, because he's a person who's, you can clearly see he's excited by the platform. He's excited by the numbers and the viewership. And so he does and says things, clickbait to trigger people. And then at the same time, being so morally bankrupt, like, to just be, I wouldn't, if I was a terrible person, do you think I would want eyes on me?
And he has no shame. Yeah.
Like, you wild.
He don't have no shame. He don't care. So yeah, whatever they said, he did it.
Wild. He did. Well, I mean, like you said, I hope he gets prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I know that it's almost time for the episode to be finished, but not before we do. I think you like this one, because you already did it. I think you really like this segment better. So I'm gonna let you cue it up, because it is time for
Sister to Mista.
Right. Oh my gosh. What do we have here?
All right, how you ladies doing today, man? My name is KP. I was going to go anonymous because I didn't want the mother to attack me, but it's cool, man. So my question today is, I'm a father, right? So for my daughter's mother, she's dating new people. I'm dating new people. But when is it okay for her to let me meet the man that she is dating to be around my kid? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the least respect that you could give, especially if you're going to be moving to a different state with him and have no support system of your own. So my question is like, what's up? Like, when can I meet this guy? And you know what I mean? And when is it okay to let your kid meet this new guy anyway? Because I know a lot of moms say 1 to 2 years or a couple months or whatever like that. But let me hear what y'all got to say.
KB,
she already about to move out. Like, you're gonna meet him at the gate when they're leaving. What are you talking about? She's already decided she's taking this man and moving your kid. Like,
yeah,
some steps
KB, you should have been seeing him.
Some steps were definitely missed because why you don't know this young fella? A barbecue, a cookout, ain't been no holidays. She dating him seriously enough to want to relocate with him. Move. And y'all ain't seen him at all. She hates you,
That's
KP.
Crazy.
This lady don't like you. She does not like you.
I'm done. KP, why is she on the run? What happened?
I don't care if they give me lies.
For your arrest? For real, like, KP, why is this woman trying to escape? Like, I don't understand. I just feel like you should have been met him.
Yeah.
And the minute that he came around your son, you should have met him. To be honest, let me give you some real solid advice, right? Because the minute somebody is around your son, and we know this person is obviously around his son a lot, if she's willing to uproot and take everybody to go be with this man somewhere else, I feel like that should have happened early on. Now, time is of the essence. You need to be saying, you should be, while you listening to us, you need to be setting up times and dates of when y'all can like meet up and talk, because now it seems like things are already moving past you. So now you got to pay catch up. I feel like, when is it a good time to introduce kids? That's what he said, introduce the kids to a guy. When you feel like you guys are really like platonic and it's serious and y'all are like probably going to move out of state together, is probably, you know, a good time to introduce the child.
Before you start packing your bags.
Before you get the U-Haul, might be.
Before you close on the property. KP.
Like, KP.
My God, man.
What happened?
I feel like when I'm dating somebody, once I know that you want to be committed to me, I need to meet them kids as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Because suppose one of them got a small mouth. Suppose one of them lacks discipline. Suppose, you know, just suppose anything. Like, I feel like if you don't do the necessary work to communicate what's happening between you and this new person in your life, these kids gonna be confused. I've seen it happen before. And now I'm, you know, having to answer all these questions about who am I, what we doing, why I'm here. I'm not doing it no more. You need to talk. And she, like, we joking about it because she's saying she about to leave, but like, KP, she about to leave, baby. Like, go over there right now.
On top of that.
Go over there right now.
Right now. Like today.
You need to be en route. You need to be en route, because if she's saying that she about to move with this man, why you? Okay, hear me out. If she's already about to relocate out of state with this man, you better believe he been staying the night at that house.
That's what I'm saying.
Or she been staying the night at his. So it's easy to catch him, KP. Why you ain't did a drive-by? You could have been in the neighborhood just dropping off some diapers. Like, KP, what's going on?
Or picking up your son, like anything. He's there. So, I think now is the time. Yeah, it's time.
It really was 3 weeks ago, KP. Yeah. Because she been looking at houses on Zillow. You could, you know what? Good luck, KP.
Good luck. And I wish you all the best on your future endeavors. Yeah. Friend,
it don't feel like it's gonna be much of
you getting quiet.
It don't feel like it's going to be much of a few. KP, hold it down.
Oh, P.O.P. Baba, I love you. It's like, no.
Girl, when I go to my prayer closet tonight, I'm going to say a special one for KP.
That part.
Because, please don't take that man's child. But that's that's the show today, friend.
Oh, my God.
I don't want to go because I have had way too much fun.
I
and
know.
with all the cancer slander and all the Gemini redemption.
All the trauma-informed information.
Well, but you know what, though? You know what I love about this, Lynee? Like, people don't see us like this. And I'm really glad to be doing this with you because I feel like people need to know that we are flawed as well. But we're not out here just moving flawed. Like, we are actively in therapy. We are actively seeking counseling. And we're trying to figure it out because at the end of the day, all my problems, I don't care who did what to me. All my problems are mine. So when I go in that therapist's office, I be talking about myself. And so I'm glad that now you are also my therapist. So
same. You are mine as well.
You can just
I'm glad we have each other. Okay, you and me, us never part. It's been so real. I love talking to y'all. And we came to the end. But, real quick, don't forget to hit us up on speakpipe.com/she-said-it-first. We want to hear from you, just like with KP. We want to give y'all some advice. So please make sure you submit. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell.
Leave us a review. Yes. Leave us a review. 5 stars only.
Yes, come on. And until next time.
I know this has been the She Said It First podcast on Urban One Podcast Network. I miss y'all. Already.